Hey folks, lyarri here. Today we're going to be reacting to NRA Conference by Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. Channel 5 videos are great. Let's go.
See, with our ARs, we're citizens. Without them, we'll be slaves. They're not assault weapons. They're sporting weapons. It's necessary to protect my family from tyrannical government.
This really does feel like the opening that would be prudent in any NRA video. And now the very timely question.
I think there are so many mass shootings.
Because that's what's on the agenda for the left. They want to take guns away from law-abiding citizens.
Okay, I already feel bad laughing at this. It's starting to be depressing.
Protesters pushed up against barricades, keeping them away from the NRA meeting site. It's tense. The pain of a national tragedy does not bridge divides here.
When was a shooter a member of the NRA? I want you to tell me. You can't, because it never happened and it never will. You're an idiot.
Is that the argument?
You have the right to own a firearm, but I do not believe you should be 18 years old to be able to have an AR. When you use an AR, you're going to kill people. You don't go hunting for deer with an AR.
When the founding fathers defined freedom, they didn't think that ARs were going to be part of it.
Or black people.
Yeah.
Or people of color.
People of color.
And how about freedom?
He's right.
How we shouldn't ban guns because that's hurting our.
I'm not going to talk about ARs because I don't know much, but like I will say that the previous dude who said like the NRA's never shot someone, like the whole like issue that people have with the NRA is like they are very pro gun, like not like they are very anti like funding research into like gun gun deaths and why they happen, and like in the United States specifically, right, like we, due to the Dawkins Amendment, I think it is, right, hopefully, if I'm wrong, my bad. I'll correct that at the end of the video, but I believe that amendment, it bars you from public universities from using like federal funding into research for this kind of stuff, which is really bad, and that was like a huge NRA sponsored thing. But yeah, anyways, let's continue.
How about abortion? We're forcing women to have kids.
I see you have an Antifa flag right here. How would you describe yourself politically?
I'd say I'm a socialist. So I believe in taxing the church, taxing the rich, abolish the police. Police are supposed to protect us in schools, right? But in Uvalde, they didn't. When I get older, like old enough, 21, I'm gonna own a firearm because I don't trust police to solve my cases.
Mark said
Okay, okay, that I don't. I mean, like I get what he means, but he is white. I mean, it's not really the one who has like I'm white too. I'm not the one who like I've had good police interactions, but I also I mean, also to be fair, when I interact with police, I'm very like both in how I look and how I act, I am very passive, which they like.
that we should arm the proletariat. Just arm the proletariat to ensure that they're able to defend themselves.
Well, my sign asks a pretty obvious question that I think everybody should be asking. This is the right time to have a celebration of guns right on the heels of more than a dozen kids and teachers getting murdered a few days ago in Uvalde. This is ridiculous that we're the only country that has to deal with this, and that's what today is all about, is voicing our righteous outrage at our elected officials and the people at the NRA who decided to celebrate guns
This guy's fit in.
with blood on their hands today.
This time at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas.
We've just learned the death toll is up to 19 children and 2 school employees gunned down during their last week of school.
The shooter legally purchased 2 AR variant long guns within a week of his 18th birthday.
Definitely raising the age to buy a gun to 21. Especially because of like this shooting along with the one in shoot. It was the one where the dude drove like 3 hours. I think it was in like specifically to shoot a bunch of black people. I don't remember which shooting it was. It was literally like 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of shootings. Yeah. It's like
Dude up there is tossing magazines out to the crowd. Give me one.
You got it!
We're here. We're in Houston. We're at the NRA convention. I think the mayor asked this not to happen. The governor pulled out, but it's still going down.
An RPG is the ultimate Vegas poker experience. It seems like a great idea at the time. It's really, really expensive, and it's over way too fast.
An RPG is a
Okay.
rocket-propelled grenade. So anything that launches that, they either call an RPG for short or a rocket launcher.
That makes
Within
sense.
the past couple of months, Airtronic did sell off about 30 of our older models through Gunbroker. So there's a lot of these in civilian hands now, and people are enjoying them.
The cut from what they were just talking about to this is intentional.
Remember, American made.
This is a MR 762A1. I don't know anything about guns, so I don't know
Same.
what the hell this is. I'm pretty sure this is a gun. This is a gun.
I'm a big NRA proponent. I'm a life member. The timing sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. This doesn't have anything. There's no connection between this and what happened in Uvalde. There just isn't.
What do you think that we can do to stop mass shootings like that?
I think it goes back to the basic family. I'm 66 years old. When I was in high school, we used to take our shotguns to high school to show our coaches if we got a new shotgun. Then we'd go bird hunting after school. There was never a school shooting when I was in high school. What's different from then to now? What's changed?
Gun laws are the loosest they've ever been.
What do you think changed?
It's the family. Look how many single parent families there are. Just go to Chicago. Look at the amount of crime in Chicago. I mean, they have 40, 50 gun shootings a weekend.
I guess the difference would be that, like in Chicago, a lot of that violence is gang related. We're talking about kind of lone wolf shooters walking into an elementary school with an AR-15.
It's troubled kids. I'm not a big gamer, but I mean, I've seen a lot of the video games, and there's a lot of them that are just shoot them up, blow them up. You know, it doesn't look real.
Yes. Listen, I played every single game you could criticize, except for Postal, which I want to play eventually. But definitely, I was one of those kids who, when I was younger, video games helped me in that sense where I was bullied and picked on, and I had an outlet and stuff. And I wasn't thankfully I wasn't bullied and picked on a ton or anything, but I was also just socially isolated to a degree, right? And when you're socially isolated, you're gonna turn to things like video games and stuff to fill the void. But it's not the video games that are causing you to then go out into the world and do this. If anything, at least in my situation, a lot of the folks I spoke to on the internet, it helped us not it helped us get out of that bad place, or at least have something to do while we worked on getting out of that bad place. So, which obviously these older folks don't really have that they weren't raised on the internet. I'm the only person in my family, along with my little sister, who will be raised on the internet. And obviously her experience will be way different than mine too, because she's younger than me by a significant gap. So, I don't know. It's interesting.
So how do you think we can rebuild the American family?
That's got to be done at the street level. Single parents are running 30-40% of the households. It takes two people to raise a kid.
Why does anybody need to have, an AR-15?
Guns have been around here since the beginning of America. So,
but back in the day, it was like muskets and stuff.
It doesn't matter. Nowhere in the Constitution does say.
What do you think about increased background checks?
I think the background checks.
I feel like nowhere in the Constitution do they talk about weapons that are currently here nowadays. It's kind of a weird argument. They probably didn't know these weapons would exist, and the situation and context and the world that changed, and also I know the Supreme Court didn't even necessarily define the Second Amendment as a personal right to bear arms until recently. So I always felt again, I'm not a professional about gun or an expert about gun policy and stuff, but I don't like this guy's argument.
Adequate now?
What do you think could have been done to prevent what happened in Uvalde a few days ago?
We could have banned assault weapons 20 years ago.
The murder at Uvalde, Texas will...
We did ban assault weapons. It just got what's the word? It didn't get extended. Yeah.
That we need to have gun under control. We don't take guns away from people, but we have to have a proper background checks that is the only way we can avoid these kind of murders of children. You cannot say, well, we hire police or...
I will say, sorry to interrupt this guy, but like, there's an argument that people commonly say where like, there's so many guns, right? But like, okay, there are a ton of guns, true, and that is like a difference that America has compared to other countries. But like, in my view, at least, does that mean you like don't do the stuff that's working in other countries and try and just do the thing that causes a bunch of kids to die? It really doesn't seem like the play.
These are mental people. Abbott, he said that there's a mental problem with the United States.
Anybody.
That is like the gun problem is very interwoven. There's a bunch of different smaller gun problems in the overall big gun problem, which is very like, it's important to remember that. But also often like what this is about to show us is that like a lot of politicians will point to certain things just as an excuse to like divert attention away from the multiple things that you can do to solve the different routes and avenues of gun violence. At least in my view, I don't know.
Somebody else has a mental health challenge.
What about the rest of the world? Do they have mental problems? No, they don't.
Thank you.
That's why we are here.
It's better that the government knows that people...
Yes, the rest of the world has no issues whatsoever, and that is why they, like, there is, to be fair, there is survey data out there that people in the modernized Western world have higher rates of anxiety and depression. But it's like important to note that like these are often self-reported and things like that are more often spoken about in these countries, and it's there's more there than meets the eye. And so when you divert the excuse to, oh, we just have these things in greater numbers than other countries, so we shouldn't do anything overall, or shouldn't do anything to solve that particular part of the problem, we should focus on this particular part. In my view, it doesn't hold up.
People do have ARs. Governments have killed 260 million people in the 20th century. You know, Stalin, Mao, whatever. People say, oh, that'll never happen here. We all live in a bubble. We are the most privileged country on earth. From the homeless guys here to fucking Bill Gates. Hot crap, where's I go with this? What was I guess?
That's not really true. There's definitely countries where homeless people are treated better. Bill Gates now, he does have one of the best lives in the world because he lives in the U.S. predominantly. That is true. I mean, yeah, the income inequality. Whoa.
Okay, governments, this, that. Okay, you know who EDP is?
Yeah.
I'm the guy that caught him.
Wait, you're the guy who...
Oh, okay, now I get it. This guy sucks.
EDP.
Yeah. So how do you...
He came out in that video looking worse than EDP, which is like impossible. How do you do that?
I think that we can prevent mass shootings like the one that occurred a couple days ago.
The reality is, there's Salvador Ramos is out there. The reality is, there's Peyton, whatever the hell his name was.
Okay, sorry. As bad. Maybe a little better. Like, he looked really bad.
Adam Lanza, yada yada. People will be uncomfortable if there's teachers armed in schools.
Yeah, we need more guns around.
Uncomfortable if there's teachers, Peyton, whatever the hell his name was.
Sorry.
Lanza, yada yada. People will be uncomfortable if there's teachers armed in schools.
Thank God.
Yeah, we need more guns around the schools. And we protect our
Oh my God. Wait, I'm sorry. I just realized something. My video is
president with guns.
like,
We protect
okay.
our congressmen with guns. We protect our governors with guns. Our celebrities, sporting events, jewelry stores, banks, and then we protect
The
our
video wasn't all the way on the
children
screen.
with a sign that says this is a gun-free zone.
I see that you have Rosa Parks here. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I met Rosa Parks. She's anti-abortion. She's a good friend of MLK. He's anti-abortion. He was anti-abortion. So, case closed.
I see that you have 2 Mike Lindell My Pillows.
I wasn't really fully paying attention to this guy till now.
Friend of mine. I've only met him once in person, but he knows what I've been doing for him.
He sounds like a good friend.
Yeah, he's a good friend, and this is a little bit more firm, and they're the best pillows I've ever had.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the softer one, the medium fill. The standard's a little tough on my neck.
Did you enjoy his pillows prior to his endorsement of Donald Trump?
Well, they've been around for a long time. I couldn't afford them. He cut the price in half now. Here's a tip. Don't order them through the mail, because they come wrapped up with no box. Go to Walmart, get them in a box. The box is going to be worth more than the pillow.
Why?
Because it's classic. I'm getting ready to go over to the communists. that are packing guns.
You think it's smart to engage with them?
I screamed profanity at them and it made them angry. They can't tolerate freedom of speech, but they expect me to tolerate them threatening me.
What is your favorite piece of profanity to hurl at an Antifa BLM soldier?
Fat baby butcher bitches. Fat baby butcher bitches.
Well, you're gonna go do it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna go do it again.
This guy totally like believes this guy. Sorry, I meant to pause the video quicker. This guy totally believes that Andrew's like on his side. What the heck? Like, just, what?
Well, you're gonna go do it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna go do it again right
Alright,
now.
well, I'll see you over there, man. Don't let those Antifa communist bastards take your pillows away. Godspeed, soldier. You're doing the right thing.
I had 150 of them screaming in my face on the 14th of this month. I met Rosa Parks. I don't give a fuck. You don't know shit. You don't know what you dumbass. You're crazy. You fucking fascist piece of shit.
Wait, what the heck is happening? Oh, he tried to take the sign. He's a Cape Crusader. No.
Do you think there's any type of common ground that could be
I hope Andrew gets the pillow back to him.
reached?
Yeah, there's a little give. I think they could change some of the requirements to own a AR. You know, back in the
Oh
old
my
days,
God.
we didn't have the same type of weapons. So they could change the law and make it 21.
Do you think that kid should have...
Thank you. I mean, like, okay, cool.
been able to buy an AR?
I don't know. Somebody worked on the kid's brain. They worked on that one in Buffalo also. He drove 300 miles to shoot black people at a store. He probably could have drove a few miles within the city he was already in.
I guess the main difference is like the
So like, is this guy like I feel like he's like referencing like MK Ultra or like some, you know, like one of those conspiracy type theories, and like sounds like someone worked on his brain.
the dude in Buffalo was motivated by like racial hatred, whereas it seems like the guy.
It was only racial hatred because the guy was white.
I think he had the N-word written on the gun, and he published like a big manifesto talking about.
Abortions and you motherfuckers had.
Well, that's what they're telling us.
Fuck
you. I don't know the facts because I haven't seen them.
You're dumb and you're bullshit.
Why would this kid put a manifesto together anyway?
Chuck Schumer didn't want us to pass laws
Man.
to protect schools.
Sorry, I just caught that. Why would he manifest him together? Oh my God.
He doesn't want cops in schools. He doesn't want to harden the target. He wants your kids to be killed. That's why the Democrats advocate for murdering children in the womb. They don't care about life. The NRA has a fucking thing to do with it. You idiot. When did the NRA kill somebody? You're an idiot.
I know who you are. Dude, what the heck?
I'm lost.
I want to talk to you.
Hell yeah, cool. So how do you feel about what's going on right now with them over there?
I don't not like them. They're human beings. I love everybody. Okay, they have souls. You're an idiot. But it's just sad because they're confused.
Yeah.
The problem isn't the guns. The problem is a people problem. Okay. Ever since 1973, we legalized abortion. I think that was a real downfall in American society because we've murdered millions of children. Why is it okay to murder children in the womb, but not okay to murder kids in school? I know this is.
This guy watches Channel 5 and is still saying this.
It's your usual thing. You usually just let people talk. But I want to listen to what you think.
Well, I'm curious if you think there's any common ground that can be found between.
See, that's a very complicated thing to talk about, and I think there is room for that. Okay. I think we can have mental health evaluations, and I think, what was it, Dad? What was the statistics like for the adult population?
It's about 25% of the adult population in America suffer from some form of mental illness.
Yeah. I think people in general should be evaluated and should have help. Whenever you go into a gun store, you have to fill out a paperwork called a 4473 and say, hey, they're going to run a background check. This 4473, this document, it's a document to look at your background, okay? It's not going to know the heart of man. We need to better keep up with the health of our people because we're suffering people, okay? We have more access to hardcore porn on the internet, whittling down the psyche of humans and literally making us just sick people. You can't legislate morality and you can't tell what...
I mean, I've seen hardcore porn before. However, I'm not sure if any like mass shootings have had a huge link between hardcore porn and the shooter.
You are really going to do. At the end of the day, we live in a free society and we have these rights and privileges, and that's what happens. You know, they don't have school shootings in China because you can't own firearms in China.
Do you know that the most popular porn category in America right now is incest?
I had no idea, no.
Isn't that insane?
Why? Why is that the case?
Why is he so excited?
Leggings, shapewear, and handbags came down the runway, but this is no ordinary fashion show.
Discreetly designed so no one can tell that you have a weapon.
The concealed carry fashion show target.
And like, how, like, okay, like gun culture is so weird.
What the NRA calls its fastest growing demographic, women.
Oh, I want to hug him. No, hug him. Don't make him walk. Was that it? Oh.
Alright, we just arrived in Uvalde, Texas, which, as most people know, is the site of the most recent mass shooting that took place around a week ago, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary School. This is the Wendy's where the shooter worked. Apparently he used to work the graveyard shift at the drive-thru window.
I just really want to say that I really like that this part is in the video.
Until about 2.5 weeks ago, he quit abruptly once he had saved up about $4,000, which was enough to buy 2 assault rifles, ammunition, and a bulletproof vest. This is the store where the school shooter picked up the guns and ammunition that he used in the shooting. He actually ordered the guns online, but this was like a transfer store where they shipped it here and then he picked it up. This is where the shooter drove his pickup truck through a guardrail and crashed out, like right here. Got out of the car, went over to the funeral home here, shot at a few people, but then didn't hit anybody. Then he walked over into this building, and that was the site of all this.
You go to sleep seeing their faces. You wake up seeing their faces. What can we tell them? We don't want to scare them. And the other poor little innocents that didn't make it. You know, their father's parents were going crazy looking for them. I'm sure they're in a lot of pain.
And my husband was here getting the mail when he heard gunshots, but he's having a hard time because he just wished he could have done something to prevent it.
It sucks. He's like, there's nothing you can do. Like, on a local, individual level, in the moment, even if you hear the gunshots. Yeah.
It will never be the same.
Si decimos que no hemos pecado, le hacemos a él mentiroso y su palabra no está en nosotros. Amen. 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 Amen.
She loved Guns N' Roses. She loved that song, Sweet Child of Mine.
Right, like.
I liked her song. That was her favorite song. She loved Guns N' Roses. And she would
Hundreds of thousands of people.
she would dance around her room singing Sweet Child of Mine.
I love this country, and I'm so grateful for everything it's given me and all the opportunity that I recognize I wouldn't have if I was somewhere else. That's not lost on me. And at the same time, this should encourage us to want to be better, and we're not.
Think AR should be banned?
Fuck yes. There's absolutely no reason for that.
Mind you, I have a pistol, but I don't think that a semi-automatic weapon is necessary in our country. I just don't see the need. I don't see the purpose. I think in this case, I know the bodies of the children were shredded as a result of that. What do we need that for? I don't understand it.
They say
It's like there's something so messed up about like just knowing that like someone small enough to like be shredded got like attacked by that. It's sorry, that's like so unsettling to me.
that like having those high capacity assault rifles are the final line of defense against a tyrannical government.
Oh please. I think we're already facing a tyrannical government when we have things like this happen. Well, there's no excuse for this. I don't care what they say. They're wrong.
Unless it
I
happens
like
to
that
one of their own,
argument.
then they're not going to do anything. You know, and Ted Cruz, he's a sorry person for a position that he holds. I'm sorry, but it is such a truth. But we're not supposed to say anything? If he can say what he wants, I can say what I want. They should have rushed in. That's their job. What, almost an hour before they decided to do anything? No, that's unheard of. It really is.
Breaking news in the investigation to the school shooting tonight. Texas DPS is telling us that Uvalde CISD police chief has not been cooperating with investigators. On Friday, DPS Director Steve McGraw said the school district police chief was the incident commander at Robb Elementary School who made the call to wait to take down the gunman.
If they had, they would probably save several of those lives. It's ridiculous.
This is fucking bullshit. Like, this is preventable, and this is absolutely unacceptable. When we talk about how great this country is, this is unacceptable.
Unfortunately, like so many things, in a couple more months it'll blow over like this never happened, you know?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think this is going to blow over anytime soon.
Then the
It won't blow over for the town.
audacity of the people that went to the NRA convention in Houston, for them to say that they don't need to make any changes? What's wrong with them?
See with our
Yeah. That was really good. I really oh, I never turned this on. No wonder I was dark. But I really liked how Andrew just throughout that video managed to tell a story and the narrative, and I feel like he does this with all his videos, but this one especially, like in the moment that it was made in and in like the time that we're in, it was exceptionally poignant. Whoa, I can't speak. It was just like an exceptionally good video to me. I really liked, like, there are many times where I like how Channel 5 edits their videos and the way they do their clips and the way they tell their story. It's just so good. And yeah, they really know how to hit at the heartstrings as well as they do the funny moments. Love that you guys always take some time to be serious and showcase the reality of situations. Yeah, like they do such a good job of their work. And like, yeah, like I'm sure I could have like individually researched like a clear picture of where the shooter crashed and like where the funeral home was and how far away the school is, but like content like Channel 5 does such a good job at bringing this into people's lives in a way where like you want to watch the content still. where it's not just like boring news, where they tell a story of the people's lives, of the different folks who are related to this event, and they actually like just, oh, thank God. Oh wait, no, it's still, sorry, I'm trying to fix my screen. It looks weird on OBS, but they do like a really good job at actually like just telling these events. And overall, like as the last guy said, like gun violence in America is a problem that, or not the last guy I think, but it was like the dude with the, who was with the wife or whatever, who didn't want him to speak about this and bash Ted Cruz. You always see in polling a rise for support in certain things that are, you know, background checks and all that. But it's always the fact that the folks at the NRA convention and who are just actively in gun culture are just so much more involved in mobile and politically coordinated and mobilized into calling senators and the representatives, local representatives year round. And that does actually have an effect when it comes to the outcome of gun policy. And they will consistently be single issue voters on it, which obviously, like, is a major thing. Yeah, whereas, like, the folks who are anti-guns are usually not as single issue. Although, you have to wonder with how many mass shootings are, like, in the, as I could be wrong, but I think they're increasing in like severity and whatnot. But with that fact being there, I believe, or at least it being very talked about and publicized, you have to imagine that, like, I mean, hopefully one day, like, it's weird to say hopefully, like, enough people will be affected in some way by this that, like, maybe, like, that anti-gun lobby becomes as strong as the pro-gun lobby. But, like, what the heck kind of thing to hope for is that? Right? I don't know. It's such a weird issue. Obviously, I am not the person to solve this. But it's good to talk about it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, folks. Hey, folks, lyarri here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe to me on YouTube, on Twitch, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.